The Film Slice crew review Hellboy.
Oh, hell, boy. Hey, Dave Megas Dragon here, and welcome to the Film Slice podcast. I'm here, as always, with my co-host, Kane Diddly Wheelie, Kane Dogs.
Hello there.
And the man formerly known as Bro Diddly Doo Man Richards. This week, he is known as...
Angel Girl.
Angel Girl. All right. We're here with Angel Girl, Kane Dogs and Angel Girl, and this week we are reviewing... Hellboy.
Yep.
Hellboy, the second reiteration.
The Golden Army.
The Golden Army. No.
The reboot.
The reboot.
I wish we were reviewing the Golden Army, but also I kinda am really looking forward to reviewing this one.
All right.
Shall I jump into us with an IMDb?
Why don't you jump on in, buddy? I'm right behind you.
Alrighty. Based on the graphic novels by Mike Mignola, Hellboy, caught between the worlds of supernatural and human, battles an ancient sorceress bent on revenge.
Dun dun dun. Is that the first Hellboy or the second Hellboy?
That's the new one.
That's this Hellboy? The
I'm
2019.
somewhat
Is this Hellboy called anything else, or is it just Hellboy?
just Hellboy.
It's just Hellboy. That's
The
really
first one was
confusing.
also just called
Just
Hellboy.
Yeah.
This one is called Hellboy, not another Hellboy.
Hellboy, not the Golden Army, also not the first one.
Also not the first Hellboy. This one's called Hellboy, another Hellboy.
Sweet. All right, let's get into it. When did you see the movie, and what did you bloody think?
When you see the movie, what did you think? Do you like the movie? None of the shit.
I saw the movie yesterday with Angel Girl,
The GF.
and
Oh, that's cute.
Me
You've
and-
got little nicknames.
me and
for
Brody
each
have
other.
an announcement. No, and it was the greatest movie I have ever seen.
You're an idiot.
It's the greatest thing I've ever had the pleasure of watching. It's maybe the best. It's best film of the year. I thought I was coming into this podcast specifically to eventually review Endgame. What is Endgame now? Nothing. Hellboy is the greatest film anyone will ever. It's also the worst piece of shit ever made.
I thought it was really, really bad, and I have no idea why Jordan would think that it would be the greatest film of all time.
Brody, get on my level, man. Get on my enthusiasm. Yesterday, we were so
I would,
enthusiastic.
but it's too low.
I mean, it was no Captain Marvel, so...
I mean, he's right. It wasn't. This movie was maybe the worst movie ever made.
It
But
was quite rubbish, yeah.
It was actually the worst. I don't know how you could. I don't know how you could fuck a movie up this bad. But also, there are some reasons why I enjoyed it, and we'll get there. Angus,
Yes.
when did you see it, and did you like it, and did you like it for good reasons, or did you like it for bad reasons? Also, your review is on YouTube, so shameless plug, but watch that, I guess. Straight chat, everybody.
I
chat.
watched this film yesterday, and I felt physically sick watching it.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not a fan of blood and gore,
No.
and there is so much.
Oh,
I
yeah, it's
didn't
so great.
realize how gory it would
Oh,
be.
it was straight up gross.
It's not even fun gore. It's
It's straight up gross. My
Yeah.
favorite thing about watching this movie, I think, was knowing that you also had to watch it. Me
yeah.
and Brody watched it, and about midway, it's not gore because it's not just blood, but the demon and monster designs are straight up slug
yeah,
demon
they're
looking,
like horror
they're
looking.
It's like the Mummy, but if the Mummy was covered in some sort of Nickelodeon goo.
They're like-
it was
Yeah.
so gross.
What did Peter Jackson used to do before slasher movies?
Oh, yeah.
Like they're like slasher, like gross creatures.
It was
Yeah.
just
There's a
so
lot of
gross.
weird, random
Yeah.
shit.
It's the
Which
sort
is-
of thing you draw and immediately scratch because there's no way you could make it not gross.
Yeah.
And it was not even not the kind of good gross, not like Kill Bill blood goes everywhere kind of gross. Straight up vom gross.
Just
My favorite
nasty.
thing was realizing halfway through the film that you also
That
had
Angus
to watch
is probably
it.
throwing up
And
right
it was
now.
so great. But yeah, this movie is straight up fucking gross.
Nothing like the trailer. I remember watching the trailer with you guys, and there wasn't really a hint of that in it. It was more swearing and stuff like that. And,
I don't know
just
if there was
having a
enough
bit of a
swearing
piss
in
take.
this.
But yeah. All right, so lads, you know how I put it up on Instagram, and YouTube. I do a little review by myself on YouTube. Definitely check
Really?
that out.
I haven't heard of that. I didn't know.
And normally I ask our audience, our little slicey slices out there, what they thought of the film, whether they've seen it or not.
Yes.
And normally no one replies. Guess how many we got?
Spoilers. Doesn't matter if you've seen it or not. You can have an opinion and you'll probably be right.
Yeah. Guess how many we got?
3.
All up?
Look, Brody always knows at this point because he's always the last one to comment. So,
Hold on. Sorry, I deleted Instagram from that phone. Wait for it.
yeah, for those of you that don't know, Angus's trick to not being on social media was buy a second
Get
phone.
a second
so now
phone.
he just has 2 phones. And I'm not quite sure of his logic.
That's amazing.
Okay. All up, I've got 4 in the bag.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
By
Okay,
bag,
Dogs,
you mean Instagram?
Do you have any on Facebook?
Yeah, I got plenty on Facebook.
You got plenty on Facebook?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get through yours and then we'll head over to Facey.
All right. So first off, on US of Tubus, we've got
US.
The YouTube of USA.
long-time listener Kirby Hines says,
Yep.
good review. I agree.
Wait. Does Kirby make baked beans?
Yes.
Continue.
I'm pretty sure she does.
And
yeah.
tomato sauce. Yep.
And SPC, baked beans and spaghetti.
Okay.
And alphabet spaghetti.
Kirby Hines says, good review. I agree. Just so you know, the movie is R18, so kids aren't allowed to see it. Anyway, I did make it a big point to not bring your kids to see this.
I disagree.
It says
Bring everyone to this movie.
She says, it's not like MA15 where you can be accompanied by an adult. R18, you need to be over 18. No exceptions. On Instagram, we've got not.filmslice.host.
Okay.
Great.
That says,
Yep.
Jordan sucks.
Yeah. Not even... Is that it? You didn't even
That's it.
try to be subtle.
Okay.
And then we've
So
got...
that's Brody just being a bit of a dick.
We've got some replies on that one.
Oh.
This is from Hooverman91.
Yep, we met him last week. That's also Brody.
At not.filmslice.host. I second this. He probably steals stuff.
Look, I
Fair
do,
enough.
but that's
Fair
not
enough.
why I suck. Look, can I also just say,
hold on.
annoyingly, my girlfriend has followed both of those accounts.
Yeah.
And then this is from our very own Brody R94.
Yep.
He says, at Hooverman91, guys, can you not insult him, please?
Yeah.
That's not... Thanks, bro.
That's right.
That's
I'm
really
just
nice
trying to
of
get
you.
into the comments, make sure that people aren't bullying Jordan
That's
on the
really
podcast.
nice of you. That's good.
Because Jordan basically pulled me aside last week and told me that he's been feeling a bit down because of all the
No,
negativity. he's
couldn't
been
kill us.
getting
Doesn't affect me.
from all the comments. He's
that's
putting
not
on a
good.
brave face, but he knows deep down.
I'm sorry to hear that,
No,
Kate.
still-
So
no,
I'm
still
trying to
couldn't-
get into those comments, trying
Look.
to root out these troublemakers, try to get
If
them
I
to
let...
You're a good man,
if
bro.
I-
Yeah.
You're a good man.
stop. Cheers, mate.
All right, K-Dogs, do we have any comments on Facey?
we have plentiful. We have Kirby Hines double dipping once again.
Oh,
She loves
double
double
dipping her
dipping.
baked beans.
Okay. Firstly, she said, I expect to see it today and let you know how I feel after.
Oh, that's
she
good.
then returned to
she
say,
did.
was crap. Hated it. Waste of time. Boring. Not funny. Not even worth the $2 it cost me to see it. Watch Shazam. Fuck. Watch Shazam
Captain Marvel.
again.
Snaps for Kirby.
I straight up disagree. This is the best movie I've ever seen. It's the best movie ever made.
Again,
I think
I've already replaced all the wallpaper in my house and other people's houses just with the Hellboy poster
I was
again
actually,
and again.
I was there on scene yesterday afternoon, and I got this wonderful quote from Jordan. Jordan said that it is the greatest filth to ever grace his eyes.
Yeah.
That's, Jordan Kane.
Yeah.
Jordan Kane, 2019.
There's a lot of good quotes that came out of yesterday. We got Ethan Dean. I'm not at all hopeful. The trailer looks pretty dodgy, to be honest. I'll most likely wait until it drops on Netflix almost immediately after it comes out and they attempt to soften its less than stellar box office numbers. No doubt this will be on Netflix like today. And Nathan said, I expect this is the only chance people will have to share
Who's
their
Nathan?
opinions before the podcast. Not really an opinion. I think that's
just a
him
dig at
having.
me.
I think that's him having a dig at the fact that we usually put this up like 5 minutes before. I put this up about 5 days beforehand, so fuck you, Nathan.
Bloody got him.
But hey, mate, how you doing? Hope you're well. All right, that's all we got on Facebook.
So go on, sweet. That's what our Slices thought of this week.
Yep.
Let's move on to the next segment. Would you recommend it? Who would you recommend it to? Starting with you, Angel Girl.
Everyone should go see Bellboy, the new one, or fuck yeah.
Cool. Cane Dogs.
Yep. The minute, like from ages 3 and up, greatest movie you'll ever see. I'm gonna remember the day I saw this to the day I die. You can take that how you will. I recommend this to everybody ever.
Cool. I am going to be the complete opposite and say I recommend this to no one. It is crap. please gouge your eyes out before seeing this movie.
Yeah, absolutely do that. It'll make the experience even better.
So much better.
It was quite bad.
It was so rubbish.
All right. Anything to touch on before we head into spoilers? I think we're pretty black and white here.
If you're interested in how not to make a film, just watch this.
See this one.
Look, so just before we get into spoilers, I want to say this.
No, Jordan, we're already in there. Jordan,
Fucking great.
get behind me.
Where else would I be?
Where the fuck else would I be? Is the correct quote.
Yep. Where the fuck else would I be, Brody? Directly
Where
behind
the fuck
you.
else would I be?
I'm always behind Brody.
You fuck.
You fuck? That's pretty much this film in a nutshell. Where
there's-
the fuck else would it be? You fuck? Oh, what a cool sound effect, Angus.
All right, we are in the spoiler section where we dissect and divulge everything about the film. You've been warned. Good luck with everyone. May you have a good race. Here we go. Cinema Dicks.
Cinema Dicks.
Who would like to go first?
John, do you have any?
Not really. Originally, when we first sat down, there were two people behind me in Broman that started talking through sort of the first maybe 45 minutes of the film, and I was going to make them the cinema dick, but me and Brody audibly laughed for the rest of the film, probably ruining it for anyone that was enjoying it, and therefore probably us, because we laughed so much through this whole film. So I'm going to say
loud.
us, yeah.
Not even caring about how loud
We
we were.
couldn't
We were laughing so
contain
much.
ourselves. It
All
was
right.
just, it was like the Sharknado of monster movies. But it had a
Sharknado
big
monster
budget.
movie.
Like, it was just so great.
So, self-declared Cinema Dicks there.
Yeah. What
Very
about you,
good.
Angus?
No, I had a pretty
dicks?
quiet cinema. I actually had a few old people, like some seniors in there.
Oh, they would
which
love this movie.
I
It's
feel
right
like-
up their alley.
I feel
Bunch
like
of
they,
bastards.
they probably
fuck?
thought they were in the wrong cinema by the end of it.
Fair enough.
Um,
I have a pretty prevalent cinema dick, actually,
yeah, shoot.
this week.
Oh, no. Can't we just leave it that it was both of us and move on?
I have used some extremely colourful language that I won't use in writing down my notes for this episode. Jordan ate all my crisps. I bought a packet of stacked crisps. I put them in a.
I did think about that halfway through and I'm like, oh, I'm
and
totally
Jordan-
going down for this.
Jordan started eating them. Didn't ask. I didn't offer. Jordan just started eating them.
It's
So-
an unspoken rule that if you bring food into a cinema and you put it between you and not on the other side of you, then it's fair game.
No, it's not.
So, I take back.
Yes, it
I
is.
take back everything I said about trying to defend Jordan in the comments, because someone in the comments said that he was a thief, and he is.
Yep, I agree. Yeah.
Chip thief.
I have no shame.
All right, let's get into our most positive things about the film. Cane Dogs, you seem to absolutely love this film, so we'll start off with you.
Look, I had to write this down because I didn't know where to start for
Okay.
either positive or negative. Look, again, I'm being ironic here.
Sure you are.
But honestly, I found that the only positive that I could actually find were, in concept, a lot of these ideas seemed really good. I followed the lead up to this film. Things like the cast, David Harbour as Hellboy, coming off the back of Stranger Things, was the greatest thing I could have heard when I heard they were doing another Hellboy. I thought, they're going to fuck this up. And then they cast him and I went, maybe they're onto something. And then they gave it an R rating and were like, we understand that Hellboy is meant to be dark and gritty.
You fuck.
And I went, this is good.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, just throw 10 more F words in there.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
like,
great.
okay.
The thing is that I really enjoyed the first Hellboy movies, but I also enjoy the comics. I didn't read the comics until I was a bit older. And once I read the comics, I sort of realized that the Hellboy movies we got were a bit vanilla in comparison. He's meant to fight demons. There's meant to be dimensions that he is consistently summoned into because he can be summoned, and bear guys are always doing shit like that. He's meant to fight these giant mythical creatures that are 100 feet tall. That's meant to be bloody. It's meant to be violent. And all of those things were ideas that got put into this movie really badly, though. So in concept, there's so much stuff that I really liked, but it was just executed so wrong. And that's what made it quite disappointing. But I think, yeah, the best positive I can actually find is the concepts. All the announcements leading up to this film were great until the trailer dropped, and then it was all downhill from there.
Fair enough.
God, this movie went so wrong so fast.
Angel Girl.
My favorite part of this film is the bit where Bellboy just starts killing a bunch of random office workers in a giant field. He's,
Yeah.
he's got giant horns, he's got a sword, and then he just kills a bunch of people.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't cut away.
It doesn't cut away. It doesn't cut away. It's just him, tearing through humans with
And
his
it's not-
sword.
and it's-
their bits are flying everywhere, and their blood's
Yeah.
flying everywhere, and he's just going to town.
So this is the prophecy.
premonition
The
bit,
flash
yeah.
forward,
Yeah.
to the end of the world where Bellboy's just killing
And
everyone.
what's really funny about that is it's not him fighting like military people or people trying to fight him. It looks like he just jumped into like a crowd of people at a concert
Yeah.
with a sword,
Yeah.
and he just starts swinging it around.
They have nothing to defend themselves.
This does lead
No,
me to
the only thing they have to defend themselves is other people.
Other people.
And the sword's just ripping through them as well.
You think you wouldn't all just stand in a big group like that at the edge of a war? Like, because there's a big army running towards them, and then he jumps in front of that army, like
Off a dragon.
Off
which
a
was
dragon.
Fucking top.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Since Jason Statham punched that shark in the eye.
Bellboy riding a dragon, jumping off and killing humans.
Yeah, but what was their plan? If he didn't do that, it's still just a big cluster of people waiting to be murdered.
Waiting to be dead, yeah.
So I say they deserve to die. It does lead me to one question, which is that in this film, it's shown that with all the creatures that sort of come up to the Earth at the end, humans are pretty much fucked. And that scene also showed us that without Hellboy, humans are still fucked. How the hell are we winning up until this point? It's like humans have been fighting monsters and all the monsters were forced to go into the darkness. But if Hellboy picks up Excalibur, if he picks up King Arthur's sword, then he'll
guess we're good.
he'll change the tide of the war. And I'm like, how are we winning? What are you talking about? Without Hellboy, one of these creatures could kill any one of us all the time. At what point did humans win? We killed that one sorceress bitch and the rest of them were like, guess we've got to go into hiding. What are you talking about? How are we winning? How have we kept the lid on that?
My other favorite part was Merlin. Thought it was great. Merlin's in this film, by the way.
Yeah,
And just
yeah.
like, oh, fucking Hellboy, go get the fucking sword and he kills some people. Oh, I used the last bits of my magical power to raise the sword and now it's gone.
You
What the
fuck.
fuck are you doing? Yeah, you fuck.
And then he gets
It's
turned
so
into a
good.
moth and eaten by a crow.
And then eaten by a crow.
I was like, oh, something's gonna happen here. Oh, no.
He
He's got eaten.
He was actually trying to make his way to the top of the tower
It's a circle
to meet up with Gandalf,
It
but
would've
didn't
made-
make it.
Would have made
That was the moth
Lord
that
of the
didn't make
Rings,
it, yeah.
the Twin Towers so great if Gandalf jumped off, like turned into a butterfly,
Jumped
jumped
onto
off, and
Merlin?
then just got no. if
Merlin, what the fuck are you doing
if
here?
Gandalf did that thing where he holds the butterfly, but then he
Ah,
turns
fuck
into
you,
a butterfly.
Gandalf! I tried to raise my fucking sword to help you, but you fucking let it go, didn't
Oh.
you, you right bastard?
He's so bitter.
I'm gonna fucking die now.
Oh,
Very good.
Angus, your
Merlin?
biggest positive of this movie?
There wasn't a lot that
No,
I really
there isn't, is
enjoyed.
there?
I really liked what's his name, the dad, Ian McShane. I really liked Ian McShane just because
Reprising his role from every other film.
From every other film he's ever been in.
he's just
Reprising
he's
himself.
got
It's just him.
He's got a solid character and he sticks with it.
What's
and
his
I really
name?
like
Ian
that
McShane?
about Ian McShane.
I love the
That
idea
sounds like the most made-up fake name I've ever heard. What's your name?
Ian
Ian McShane.
I love the idea that what they could have done to make this film meta is it could have just been like, yeah, and Hellboy's dad, Ian McShane. No, not even rename him. Just
Yeah.
keep him as Ian McShane playing himself.
Yeah.
And it's just Ian McShane as an actor, and also he raised Hellboy.
Yeah, I think
We made Hot Rod a very different
Yeah.
I
movie.
think that our communal favorite part of this film has got to be the Ancient Order of Knights' plan to kill Hellboy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this
It
is my favorite thing Brody has ever said to me,
it is-
and I want you to repeat this almost verbatim.
Okay, so the Knights, they lure Hellboy out to get him over to come over to England. They lure him out into some wilderness, tracking some theoretical giants that they're going after. They're like, oh, okay, we're gonna.
They tell Hellboy, like, we've got to hunt these three giants.
Yeah. We've got to hunt them with these electric spears. Just
For tradition.
For tradition.
Which is definitely an effective weapon.
Yeah. Okay. And then they come across a bridge, and Hellboy's like, okay, this seems like a good place for an ambush. And then all the knights say, yeah, we thought so as well. And then they stab Hellboy in the back.
Like
and then
1,000 times.
And then they get in a massive fight with Hellboy, and Hellboy gets stabbed through the chest, through the face, through everything. Just like 10, 15, 100 times he's getting stabbed
Yeah,
by
he
these
just-
electric
he gets
spears.
stabbed so much.
He gets put on the water. And then the giants show up. And it turns out they weren't lying about the giants. They just decided to kill Hellboy just before they ran into the 3 giants. They didn't just lure him over with a story about giants. There were actually giants there, and they thought, on the way, let's get rid of this Hellboy character. As soon as we find a bridge, we'll kill Hellboy, and then we'll
just
continue on
handle
to
the giants.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah,
But
kill
what's so
2
great
monsters
about
with
it-
1 electric spear.
Is you think you'd at least wait for Hellboy to kill the giants then?
Yeah.
Or you just would tell Hellboy that why were you waiting for there to be giants?
Yeah,
just
or you
say
could
there
have
were
just
giants.
lied about the giants.
It's so good. Brody makes
so-
such a good point. That
It's
is,
so, why were there actually giants there?
Brody
It makes
described it-
no sense whatsoever.
Brody described it yesterday as explaining to like the new guy on the team, and he was like, "Okay, so what we're gonna do tomorrow, because he knew, is we're gonna get Hellboy over here, and then we're gonna go out. We're gonna tell him there's some giants, and then we're gonna get there, and then once we're out in the middle of nowhere, we're gonna kill Hellboy." And he was like, "Okay, cool. And then we'll fight the giants."
And it's like,
What do you mean?
wait, what?
Well,
Wait,
once
hang
we
on.
kill Hellboy, then we're
John.
gonna take the giants. Oh, there are
they
actually giants? Yeah. But
Yeah,
first we'll
there's
handle the
actually
Hellboy
giants.
thing.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we gonna kill him with? Spears.
Spears.
He's like, wait, what? Yeah,
Are
we're gonna
you
kill him
just
with
naming?
spears.
Are you just naming things you can see?
No,
No, but okay.
no, I'm
Lamp.
not.
Why don't-
Spears, electric.
Why don't we
electric
take a
spears.
tank? Well, if we take a tank, where are the horses gonna go?
Yeah, horses. Why are we taking horses? Otherwise, it's not fair. Not fair. They're fucking giants, mate.
Also, put on this antler hat.
Yeah, put on this head of a deer. By the way,
Oh, wouldn't we just let Hellboy kill the giants, and then we'll kill Hellboy when he's down?
No.
Don't be silly.
the plan is we track the giants, we kill Hellboy, then we kill the 3 giants. Wait, there's actually giants? Of course, there's actually giants.
Why are we ambushing
It's
him
why
on?
we called the plan the 3 giant plan.
Why are we ambushing him on a bridge? Because giants can't cross small ditches of dirt. Everyone knows that.
Because if the giants try to cross the bridge will collapse and then they'll fall down.
They'll fall
Like,
2 meters to the
isn't-
ground.
Isn't the bridge only 2 meters high? Nah, I'm sure it was a lot.
It looks
was a
bigger
lot
on the
higher
map.
than that.
It looks
Yeah,
bigger
yeah,
on
yeah,
our
yeah.
bird's eye view map of the place.
Do we know how to kill Hellboy? I'm sure the old electric spear trick will do.
Isn't he fireproof?
It works on the giants. I mean, we haven't done it for nearly
Centuries.
200 years. And that scripture we found talking about the whole spear giant slaying was a little bit iffy.
But we've added some electricity, and it should be good.
Yeah, and I've... Wait,
Oh.
hang on. You've added electricity. Doesn't that completely make the spears, like, superfluous? And
Yeah.
And couldn't we just use modern weapons at that point? It's like, nah, they're still gonna be spear-shaped.
Spear shaped.
Okay, sweet. You've added spears. So how do I turn it on? Oh, I turn it on.
I turn it on
You can't
for
turn it
you.
on.
You
Wait, what do you mean we can't turn it on?
No, I've got the remote.
I've got a little Bluetooth remote. Can someone make sure they bring the AAA batteries for my Bluetooth remote?
Everyone knows leaders lead
Can't
from
we
the
just
back.
have a button? No.
Nah.
Alright.
No.
We've already
Only
made
the
it.
person with the stag on their head can press the button that electrifies the spears that we use to kill giants. And by the way, make sure your horses are well fed so we can get there in a swift and timely fashion.
Oh, okay. Moving on. Angus, what is your negatives?
My negative is
Oh, mama!
my negative is that it was so predictable. I think it all kind of culminated up to this one point at the very end where it's like, oh, if Hellboy gets a sword, he's gonna turn evil. And then his dad rocks up and is like, "You're better than this, you fucking idiot."
I fucking love
What
you,
the fuck do you
Hellboy.
think you're doing? She's fucking betraying you, you fuck.
And meanwhile, you know, behind the scenes, like the guy's got the bullet that could kill Hellboy, and you're like, "Well, he's not gonna use
Oh,
it."
good old leopard boy.
Yeah, Leopard Boy. And it was just
He's more of a dog person.
so predictable. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna kill her now. He's gonna there he goes. And he's not gonna shoot Hellboy.
I couldn't have predicted any of this movie. It
Was massive predictable.
No, but
that's a
okay. The second half of it was. The first half, not at all. At no point, like, if someone said, "What do you think this movie's going to largely be about?"
They're
Nowhere
gonna
in my-
jump to Ireland. Then he's gonna fall down an elevator into a swampland with a chicken house.
Chicken house woman.
Then
And
they're gonna teleport, and it's gonna feel like the end of the film when they're on the hill. But then the film keeps going.
but like,
Yeah, it was all over the place.
going into this movie, I was like, "Oh yeah, classic Hellboy story." And then it's like, King Arthur took Excalibur and Merlin. I was like, "Wait,
fucked him up.
where is this going?" Oh, it's so good.
This film kind of felt like, you know, when you watch all of the cutscenes to a video game, but you don't get the little bits in between.
Yeah.
And so you just get these like big pivotal moments.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I don't know how they tie together. That's what this film was like.
Biggest negative for me was
You mean we haven't gotten there yet?
oh, just briefly how basically all the stuff I said in the positive, how all of that was misused. They could have used the Giants to demonstrate Hellboy's proper power. It would have been a great intro to a movie to have him do that, and you'd have a sense of how powerful the character is. They could have used the violence and the gore to show how that lifestyle has impacted him emotionally. They could have used the war against demons to show how he's sort of a bit mixed on whether what he's doing is right. And they touch on that for about 8 seconds, and then it just disappears.
Yeah.
And also this whole movie they clearly were like, all right, we want to put some cool sort of rock music in. Get me a list of 100 good rock songs. And they're like, okay, and then we'll narrow it down. No. Every scene, we'll just chuck in one of those. We're just going to get all 100 of them. And every time there's a cut, we'll just start a new rock song.
We'll just get the people that did the music for Wonder Woman and bring them over.
But what's great is what's great is they are all different rock songs, but all of them start in the classic rock song way, which is electric guitar and heavy drum solo. And because all of them start like that, it just sounds like the one song gets played only for 30 seconds at the beginning of every scene.
Yeah.
And it's so, like, again, midway, me and Brody realized that there's no possible way to, you can't contain how bad this movie is internally. So we laughed the whole way through it, to the point where every time there was a rock song, me and Brody were riffing
Air
electric
guitar,
guitars and air drumming and head banging. This movie...
I'm a headbanger, yeah. And when I lose my head, I'll bang my neck instead.
9 o'clock news.
Not
Not the 9 o'clock news. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, none of these characters had the same personality from scene to scene.
Nope.
Hellboy was one thing, and then the next scene he was another thing. And every character was like that. One time he was deep and sort of philosophical, and he was like,
I don't think Hellboy was ever deep and philosophical.
No, but there's
one of his lines during the film was, "Are you my Uber?"
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, from
As
what...
a random van shows up to the giant killing fields. How it got there, how it knew Hellboy was going to be there, I have no idea. Maybe they're in with the plan of the Knights trying to kill Hellboy. And he's just like...
And then we'll
"Are
have a
you my
van show up.
Uber?"
Oh, but like
me.
just parts where sometimes he's like, you've turned me into a weapon and you're making me kill my own kind. And then other scenes...
He's beheaded someone and says, you should quit while you're
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, he's different from scene
Actually,
to scene.
yeah, that was my favorite part.
All right, Brody, your biggest negative.
I've written down 2 words. It ended.
Yeah, right? I would have watched this movie forever.
By about the halfway mark, we were having so much fun laughing at this film that it was just so great. It was so much fun to I have never seen a worse film.
Yeah.
I've seen films that have been made terribly and everything, but this had everything going for it. Like Jordan said, it had everything going for it. And it was such a load of piling shitty
Film of the year!
McShane dog poo
Oh,
that it was
Yeah, big CGI
look,
crap.
go with the group
Yeah.
of mates and go when the cinema's empty. So now,
yeah,
and
and
it's-
any session will do.
any session will do, and it is the greatest time you will ever
Yeah.
have.
It's so dog.
Oh,
No
it's
good.
so good.
Sweet, that's what we thought of Hellboy. The second, not the second, but the
So,
second.
just to
Second one.
clarify,
Hellboy, the second one.
Just to clarify, we all thought it was the greatest movie ever made.
Nah.
No need to see Endgame.
No.
Just see this again.
You're an idiot.
I think I'm
All
done
right.
watching movies altogether.
Yeah, I don't think I need to see another one.
I think after that film, there is no reason to go see another.
Yeah, no, it's ticked every box I've ever needed.
Yep.
You're a sad, strange little man.
Nazis, tick.
I feel completely satisfied
That's
in
the
every
only
way.
tick.
That's all I needed.
All right, so we've got a bit of a drought of films coming up because Endgame is coming out not next week, but the week after.
And everyone knows
And
not to
no
release a film
studio
next to
is-
that.
Yeah, no studio is keen
Wants
to
to
release
compete with
anything
it.
with that.
Except as Brody pointed out, Hellboy. Hellboy was happy to
Hellboy
do that.
tried to compete. Probably shouldn't have.
Probably shouldn't have
Probably
got in the
shouldn't have.
running. We saw the first session on a Saturday on opening weekend, and there was nobody in that cinema.
So, instead of reviewing a film that gets released next week, we are going to be revisiting The first Avengers.
Woohoo!
In lead up of Endgame, the last Avengers ever to be made.
Avengers Revisited.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam,
What's wrong with my bum?
bam, 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 That was the Film Size Podcast. If you want more of that next week, we are revisiting the first Avengers movie. Not Endgame, but the first one. So put on your nostalgia hats and join us next week for that. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook and probably not Twitter anymore. We're giving up on that. But also SoundCloud and iTunes. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for listening to that. We'll see you then. Bye.
Hulk smash.